How to be kind to yourself during difficult times in life. It's Kute Blackson here, nationally best-selling author of You Are the One. You know, folks, these are challenging times that we are all going through as a humanity. We're all going through the same storm, but we're not all on the same ship facing the same experiences. Some of you right now might be, as we're all going through these moments of uncertainty, some of you might be wondering how you're going to pay your bills this week or this month. Some of you might be wondering how you're going to keep your health and immune system high. Some of you are concerned for your loved ones, your children, or your elderly parents. We're all in a different boat, but the same storm. And regardless, the storm is the storm. And these are difficult moments. It's easy in moments like these to lose faith. It's easy in moments like these to want to give up. It's easy in moments like these to sometimes be a little hard on yourself. I want to invite you to consider that right now, these times are unique, these times are difficult, that judging yourself for not doing more, judging yourself for not producing enough, judging yourself for not being positive enough, optimistic enough, future-focused enough, for not being productive enough, judging yourself for not being where you feel you should be during this time of lockdown, quarantine, and uncertainty will only keep you stuck. Judgment tends to reinforce the very pattern or the very thing about yourself that you are judging. So during this time of uncertainty and change on planet Earth, my invitation is that in this moment more than ever, you double down on your commitment. And it is a commitment because it's so easy to do the opposite. Your commitment to have the courage to be kind and compassionate to yourself, to be willingness to meet yourself with compassion, with kindness, with generosity, with understanding, and with a sense of mercifulness, a sense of mercy for your own humanity. Because in these moments you're going to be feeling many things. In these moments you're going to be feeling many emotions. In these moments a lot is going to be stirred up inside of you, some of which you're conscious of, and many things you're not even conscious of. And so if during this time you're feeling all sorts of emotions, you're feeling all over the map emotionally, sad, upset, mad, in denial, angry, optimistic, and you're feeling all sorts of feelings inside, and it's hard to kind of navigate your own emotional state. Don't judge yourself. In fact, be willing to hold yourself with utmost tenderness, kindness, and compassion. To bring a sense of loving and understanding to yourself as you go through these difficult moments, to meet yourself with the tenderness, to meet yourself with the kindness, to put your hand on your heart and say, I understand, to put your hand on your heart during these moments and say, it's okay, to put your hand on your heart and let yourself know that you are here for yourself. Maybe you feel like during this time you should be doing more. Maybe you feel like during this time you should be more productive like your brother or your sister or your neighbors. Maybe you feel like during this time you shouldn't feel how you feel. And so the willingness to embrace how you feel, the willingness to honor how you're feeling, not to indulge, but to embrace, to acknowledge, and to honor how you're feeling, because all feelings remain present until fully felt. And so if you're going through an emotion that's coming up, if you're going through a fear and insecurity, rather than suppressing it, rather than denying it, rather than judging it, rather than rationalizing, rather than suppressing or pretending it doesn't exist in a sense of false positivity or spiritual bypass, the loving and kind thing to do is to take a deep breath, and embrace that feeling, to take a deep breath and to welcome that feeling, to take a deep breath and to meet that part of you that is feeling that way. Maybe you're feeling scared during this time. Maybe you're feeling anxious during this time. To be willing, because all feelings remain present till fully felt. But all feelings, there's no feelings that are good or bad. They are just signals of a part of you that is actually needing your attention. So when we deny those feelings, we are not being kind, but when we are willing to meet those parts of ourselves through the awareness, the conscious acknowledgement of, okay, this is how I'm feeling, to give yourself permission to feel those feelings and to hold yourself as you feel those feelings with true gentleness and compassion, then you're able to experience the feeling and feel the feeling in such a way that it doesn't have to stay stuck inside of you, in such a way that it can move through. So there might be some tears during this time. There might be some grieving during this time. It's okay to allow yourself to feel grief during this time, because, one of the things that many of us are going through during this time, with the coronavirus, COVID-19, we came into the 2020 with hopes and dreams, and maybe now you're seeing your hopes and dreams gone out the window. The hopes and dreams you had for your business, the hopes and dreams you had for your career, the hopes and dreams you had for your dream goals and visions for 2020, boom, it's gone. This is raw. This is a shock. This is many of you are going through maybe what is a sort of existential death, or a death of a business, a death of a relationship, a death of a dream, a death of who you thought you were, a death of what you thought was going to be. The most compassionate and kind thing that you can do during this time is to not deny or judge, but is to acknowledge, take a moment to compassionately acknowledge the grief that might be inside you. A part of you is dying. A part of who you thought you were was dying. As many times we hold on to a sense of our own identity in terms of our job, our perception, how people see us, external things. And as that has come to a standstill, as we're being forced to let go of all those places that you may have held on to for a sense of identity, as you're being forced to let that go, it is a death of who you thought you were. Parts of you are dying. In any death, grieving is a natural process. And so if you find yourself in a moment of grief, if you find yourself dealing with grief, if you find yourself emotional, it's okay. Just know it's okay, with awareness, with consciousness, with total presence, to allow yourself to feel what you feel. Grief for yourself, grief for your dreams, grief for the suffering that so many people are going through on the planet right now, going through similar things that you're going through as well. Fear for themselves, fear for their families, fear for their jobs, fear for their futures. It's an intense time. So the grief may come up in layers and waves. The more you're able to allow yourself to feel the grief, feel that layer will peel. The more you're able to feel it as it comes up, and then that will move, and then another layer, and then another wave, and another wave. Meeting yourself with kindness. Remember that there is no such thing as perfection in the realm of the world, in the realm of the 3D, in the realm of the relative. If you're seeking perfection out here, if you're seeking perfection in your own self, you won't find it. So even though these times are difficult, even though there is so much uncertainty out there right now, what, when, how, what's the timeline of things, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and what does this mean? You don't have to do it perfectly. You don't have to be perfect. You're going to screw up sometimes. You're going to make mistakes sometimes. This is just the process of being human. And so as you go through this time, just make sure that you're just doing the best that you can do during this time. Each day, ask yourself, can I do my best today? Each day, as you go into each day, ask yourself, can I do my best today? Am I willing to do my best today? And each day, your best might be a little different, and it's okay. At the end of each day, rather than beating yourself up or judging yourself for not doing enough, ask yourself, did I do my best today? Tomorrow, what would my best look like? All you can do is all you can do. And just make sure that all you can do is what you're doing, because all you can do is enough. Please remember that to truly heal, we must bring loving and compassion to those parts of ourselves that are in pain, that are wounded, that are hurting. During this time, as all those feelings you may have suppressed come to the surface, as all those feelings you may have suppressed or run away from come to the surface, you have an opportunity to meet those parts of yourself, not with judgment, but with compassion. To look at every part of yourself, the survival fears, the insecurity, the rage, the anger, everything that gets stirred up during this time, to look at it and meet it with love. And every part of yourself during these next weeks of quarantine, of lockdown, that you get to meet with love, that you bring love and compassion to, a healing will happen. A part of you will heal. You will come into much more integrated alignment within yourself. So consider that this is an opportunity we have right now like never before, an unprecedented opportunity to heal and to bring loving and compassion to all those parts of yourself that you didn't even know were there, that you suppressed, that you denied, that you ran from, that you were unconscious of, or that you just didn't want to deal with. We are in a healing process right now. Please, my friends, dare to be kind to yourself. It takes courage to be kind. Dare to be kind to yourself. Be compassionate. Be generous. Be merciful. The more you are, the more you'll heal. Sending you love to you and your families. Regardless of whatever you're going through right now, I'm sending you a big hug. Love now. If you enjoyed this short video, share it with someone that you love. Know I'm thinking of you. Big hugs. We'll make it through this.